Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're gonna be learning about fractions, decimals, and solving with them. This should be our fourth video. So let's get started. So let's start with fractions and decimals. You may be wondering what's a fraction. Well, a fraction has two parts to it. So the numerator and denominator. So there's gonna be this line, okay, and on top is the numerator. And then the bottom is a denominator. So, let's say we have a fraction 3/4. You read this as 3/4 because the 3 is on top, the 4 is on bottom, and this means 3 parts of 4. So let's say we have a circle, we split it into 4. Because there's a 3, you would shade 3 of them. So this represents that 3/4. What's a decimal? Well, a decimal is another way to show part of a whole. For example, 0.75. It's the same as saying 75/100. So now we're going to talk about converting fractions to decimals. To convert fractions to decimals, we will divide the numerator by the denominator. For example, let's say we have 1/2. To convert that, we think of that as 1 divided by 2 because if you know this fact, this division sign or this bar here, that line represents a division sign. So it's 1 divided by 2. So when you take the 1 divided by 2, if you think about it like long division, 2 times nothing gives us 1. So we put a 0, put a dot, and then we add a 0 here. So 2 times 5 gives us a 10. So this is 0.5. And then 3/4. This is 3 divided by 4, and that is equal to 0.75. Now we're going to talk about converting decimals to fractions. So let's say write it over 10, 100, or 1000 and then simplify. So to convert a decimal, let's say we have the decimal 0.6. We write it over 10, 100, or 1000 to simplify. But let's say we have our place values here. 3, the point here. So let's say we have 0.77777. This is in the tenths place. This is the hundredths. This is the thousands, 10,000s, and then 100,000s, and it keeps going. So whatever happens on the left side, like 1 million, or like 2 million, 3 million, you also represent the same thing on this side. So it's like tenths, hundreds, 10,000s, etc. So to convert decimals into fractions, we have to first identify what place the number is in. So the number here is a 6. The 6 is in the tenths place because I know the decimal point is here, and it's 1. So that means 6/10 because tenths, 10, so 6/10, and you can simplify that. Because 6 and 10, they're both factors of 10, so divide it by 2, or they're both factors of 2, so we divide it by 2, which gives us a 3, and then a 5. So 6/10 is the same as 3/5. Another example is 0.25. This is 25. The 5 is in the hundreds place, so over 100. And when you simplify that, it becomes 1/4. So now we're going to be talking about comparing fractions and decimals. So to compare them, the first step is to convert both of them into same. So like both of the numbers should be the same. So if one is a fraction, you might want to change the other to a fraction. And generally you should do what's easier for you, because if you are better with fractions, convert it to fractions. If you're better with decimals, convert it to decimals. Let's say we have a question: which is bigger, 2/3 or 0.6 infinite? So that 6 is infinite, so it's like 0.66666, and it goes on forever. But we can, because this is a decimal and I know that I can't convert it to a fraction, what we can do is we can take the 2/3 and then convert that to a decimal. So remember, that sign is a division sign, so it's 2 divided by 3. So then we put the 3 here, the 2 here, and we start to divide. We can't do anything, so I put this point here. There's that. And then 3 times 6 minus 18, we get a 2. So then we get another 0, 6 minus 18, and 2. So now I see that it's repeating. I see that it's the only reason, or the only number I'm getting is a 2. And then I keep on adding a 0, and then this is infinite 6 again. So is 0.6 repeating big? Or which one is bigger, 0.6 repeating or 0.6 repeating? Well, neither of them are bigger because they're both the same. So, yeah. So now we're gonna do some practice problems. Convert 5/8 to a decimal. 2 is convert 0.4 to fraction. 3 is, which is bigger, 0.8 or 1/4, or no, 3/4 I should mean. Okay. Now I'll give you the answers. The answer for the first one is 0.625. For the second one, our answer is 2/5. And then for the third one, 0.8 is bigger. Now we're going to talk about having fractions in our equations. So let's say we have an example, 1/2x is equal to 6. What we're going to do is multiply by the reciprocal. But there's 2 ways to do this. The first way is 2 steps in 1. So we multiply by the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal? It's the reciprocal of 1/2 is gonna be 2. So the reciprocal is nothing, but let's say we have the numerator and then the denominator. The reciprocal is when they switch. So the reciprocal of this would be the denominator over the numerator. So hence, if the fraction is 1/2, the reciprocal would be 2/1, which is equal to 2. So to solve that, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by 2/1, multiply by 2/1 on both sides. So then these cancel out. So then x is equal to 6 times 2, which is 12. And that's what x is equal to. But another way we can do this, let's say 1/2 x is equal to 6, we can take the x and multiply by that 1, because if you think about it, it's x over 1, so then you multiply it. So then that would be x over 2 is equal to 6. So then the opposite of division would be multiplication. So we multiply both sides by 2, and we get x is equal to 12. The second example we're gonna do is 2 over 3 x minus 4 is equal to 2. What are we going to do first is we're going to isolate the variable term. To do that, we have to do the opposite of that -4, which is adding 4 on both sides. So 2x over 3 is equal to 6. Multiply both sides by 3. 2x is equal to 18. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 9. Now let's try having decimals in our equation. Okay, so let's say we have 0.4x is equal to 2. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna divide both sides by 0.4 to isolate that x. So then we get x is equal to 5, because 2 divided by 0.4 gives us a 5. Another example we can do is 0.6x plus 3 is equal to 4.2. Now to solve, we have to isolate the variable term, which is the 0.63, and then we see there's a added 3 here, so we're gonna subtract the 3. 0.6x is equal to 1.2, and then you divide both sides by 0.6, and then you get x is equal to 2. A tip is that you can also multiply the entire equation by like 10 or 100 to get rid of the decimals. So let's say we have an example like 0.2x plus 0.4 is equal to 1.2. I know, or well, I can see that all of the decimals, they end in the tens place. So what I can do is multiply the entire thing by 10. So then 10 times 0.2 would give us 2x. That 10 multiplied by that would be like plus 4 is equal to the 10 multiplied by that 1.2 is equal to 12. So then we just solve for x like normal, subtract the 4 on both sides. 2x is equal to 8. Divide by 2 on both sides, and then the 2 cancels out, becomes 4 over 1, so x is equal to 4. Here are some practice questions to do on your own. Equals 9. Another one is 0.5x plus 2 is equal to 4. 2/5 x minus 1 is equal to 3. I'll go through these one by one, but pause the video, try them on your own. So now I'll go through them. So A, 3/4x is equal to 9. As I said, there's two ways. I think that I will do the reciprocal version. So we're going to multiply both sides by 4 over 3, 4 over 3. These 3 cancel out, the 4 cancels out, and then x is equal to this. So the 3 cancels out, becomes a 1, the 9 becomes a 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So x is equal to 12 for A. For B, we have 0.5x plus 2 is equal to 4. For this one, we're gonna subtract 2 on both sides. So 0.5x is equal to 2. Divide both sides by 0.5. And then x is equal to 4. Another way we can solve this top part is if you don't want to deal with decimals, we can multiply 0.5x is equal to 2 by 10, and then we get 5x is equal to 20, and we still get x is equal to 4. And then we're going to head on to C. C is 2/5 x minus 1 is equal to 3. Now we're gonna add 1 on both sides. So then we get 2/5 x is equal to 4. Earlier I did the reciprocal version, so now I'm going to do it the other way, where we do it in 2 separate steps. So then we take the x, bring it on the top, so then it's 2x over 5 is equal to 4. And then we have to isolate the variable term. So in this case, we would have to isolate the numerator. So multiply both sides by 5. And then you get 2x is equal to 20, because 4 times 5 gives us 20. And then we divide both sides by 2. These 2's cancel out, and this becomes a 10, 1. So x is equal to 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. You just learned how to work with fractions, decimals, and solve equations with them in it. Keep practicing to get faster and more confident. As always, see you next time. Bye.